I remember like
We stopped at Josiah yesterday.
something like that. I think we started at James and we went that way.
We ended up right. You weren't even here yet.
Okay, Corbin, on number 1 it says factor out the common monomial. So what can we take out on number 1?
R.
Yes, just an R. So if we take an R out, what is left in the parentheses?
3R and 5.
Right, 3R, bring the plus with it, and 5. And if you multiply that back together, you should go back to that. Go ahead and check it. Number 3. AJ, what comes out on that? 4x cubed minus 8x squared. No, let's check it. All right, so AJ, what goes into 4 and 8?
2.
Okay, bigger,
4.
4. And then what can go into x to the third and x squared?
X.
They both have at least
2.
2, so that means we can take a 2 out. All right, and then what's going to be left if we divide these, if we take out a 4x squared? If we divide these by 4x squared, what will be left? What will be left on this first term,
X.
right? Then a minus, then what will be left on this term? 8 divided by 4,
2.
2, and then x squared divided by x squared, that'll just go away. That's it. All right. So anyway, 1 through 4 is take stuff out. Number 5 just says factor in general. So y squared minus 15.
What is that? I forgot.
Okay. So remember we got the 3 kind of main methods of factoring. We got take stuff out. We have 3-term factoring. It's in this pattern. And then we have square minus the square. Okay, Bo, you remember how we do 3-term factoring? Okay, does anything come out of all 3 of those?
Y.
No, there's no y in this term, so no. There's y's here and here, but not in the third term. So no, we can't take anything out. So the question is, when you have 3-term factoring, what multiplies into 56 that could add up to negative 15? So do you remember in your times tables what went into 56? 7 times 8. Okay, do 7 and 8 add up to 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, do they add up to negative 15? If you make them both negative, they do, right? And if they're both negative, they still, negative times negative is still positive 56, so that's okay. But now they add up to negative 15. Okay, number 7. 2d squared plus 9d plus 7. Alright. Jonathan, what makes this one a little bit harder?
There's a number in front of the variable.
Yep. If there's number on in front of the d squared, the rules change a little bit.
You do parentheses, 2D, and then you do D on the other side.
Yeah, what multiplies into 2d squared? That would be 2d times d. And then for the back, it's what multiplies into 7, but we're no longer saying that adds up to 9.
When you do plus 7, first one plus 1.
Yeah, so how do we check? A couple of us didn't really, I don't think, checked on
You do.
homework.
2d times 1, and you get 2d, and then you do 7d.
Right. So you FOIL, but you don't have to do the whole FOIL. Because for the first part, we've kind of already set it up. Like the first, we already know should equal that. And the last, we chose 7 and 1, so it'd equal that. But we need to make sure the outside and the inside give us this middle term. That's how you check. So the outside, he said, is 2d. The inside is 7d. And altogether, that adds up to 90, which is right. So 7d and 2d add up to 90. I was going to say something then. I forgot what it was. Hopefully not important. Okay. Number 9. Okay. Sophia, what's wrong with number 9? It's not right. It's not in order. So what should go first? Right. So yeah, they just want us to put it in the right order and then do just like what we're doing in number 5. So now that it's in the right order, Sophia, so it's kind of like number 5 because there's just an x squared. So that's just x times x. Sophia, what multiplies into negative 14? That would add up to 5. 2 and 7, and how do we get it to add up to 5? Well, if they're both positive, they would add up to 9. Right, if the 2 is negative. Also, we need one of them to be negative because it has to multiply to negative 14. But yeah, if the 2 is negative, yeah, that would add up to 5. It's kind of like 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay, okie dokie. 11. Alright, Wyatt, what should go first on number 11?
15b squared.
Then what?
Minus b
What was the last one? I forgot.
minus 6.
Okay, so this is more like number 7 because there's a number on the front. So Wyatt, what probably is going to go in the front here?
15b.
Well, do you guys remember my hint? It's usually the numbers in the middle. So it's probably going to be 5b times 3b. Not always, but that's definitely the one I would try first. And what could go into the back? We're just going to have to kind of guess and see.
3 and 2.
Could be 3 and 2, but one of them has to be negative, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just like make the 3 negative. And if we got lucky, this is right. Let's see, how do I tell? Outside is 10b. Inside is minus 9b. Which adds up to 1b. Is that what we wanted?
No.
We wanted negative 1. So that's actually good news, because how do we fix it if we get the opposite of what we want? Switch the plus and minus. So that's not a very hard fix if that happens.
No, we doing number 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar. Okay, 13. I want to get over halfway done because, you know, tomorrow's Wednesday. So, and the last half of the assignment is, you know, trickier than the first half. On 13, my book has a misprint. It's supposed to say a squared minus 9. Does your guys say that, or does it say something else?
It says a squared minus 9.
Okay. Yeah, it's just my book. It's probably older or something. Alright. Hank, do you remember how to do that? A squared minus 9?
You do a times a.
Yep. Okay, so square minus a square. It only works when they both have square roots and there's a minus in between. Okay, they said this one's a special pattern, but I don't think this one's actually that special. They probably could have just kept it. So Jackson, what do we need to do on 15?
You take out the A's.
Okay, does an A come out?
Oh, wait, no.
No. So it can't take anything out, but it is a what? 3 term. So how do we do 3 term factoring?
You would do A plus 7 and A plus 7.
Okay, yeah. 7 times 7 is 49, and 7 plus 7 is 14, so 7 and 7. They said it was special because, you know, it's like A plus 7 squared, I guess. Notice these are not the same. These two have a plus and minus on 13. 15 was just basically normal 3-term factoring. Just happens to be twins. Number 17. Okay, 17, the directions say factor, begin by factoring out the common monomial. What do you guys think that means?
Get rid of or bring out the one that's common.
Whoops. Yeah, start by taking something out. That's basically what we did yesterday on the worksheet, right? Remember, we took something out first, and then we tried to see, is there anything else we can do? All right, let's see where we at. Manny, what can we take out on this one?
So we, for the variable part, we can take out at least an X.
Well, is there an X in the last term though?
No.
So what could we take out then?
So we can take out just both blocks.
Right, all 3 of those terms have a Y. There's no number that we can take out of all of them. Taking out a 1 is like doing nothing, so don't worry about taking a 1 out. But yeah, we can take a Y out. And what is left if we take a Y out?
X squared plus X minus 56.
All right. Then, in parentheses, just like yesterday, after we took the Y out, it leaves us with something in the 3-term factoring family. Okay, so what multiplies into negative 56? That would also add up to 1. We had 56 earlier, remember what it was? 8 and 7. So how do we get a 1 out of 8 and 7?
Negative 7 plus 8.
It's Manny's, yeah, but yeah. So positive 8 and minus 7. Manny, is that short for something?
No.
It's just your birth name?
Yep.
I don't know what it would be short for. Manchester? Emmanuel? There you go.
Thomas.
Manuel? You're Hispanic?
Thomas.
19. 18x squared minus 100x plus 15. No, I think we go over half because we don't have much time tomorrow, and the second half is harder than the first half.
Of course, I want to keep.
So maybe 24? I don't know. Yeah, let's do 24. Okay. So I'll go a little bit longer. Let's see, Ryan, you know what we could take out of all these?
Not
Not next, no.
A2.
Right, this ends in 0, 0, and 8, so 2 definitely will work, so let's try that. If we divide all those by 2,
We get 9x squared minus 50x plus 25. No calculator.
Good job, Brian.
Good job, Aaron.
Good job, Brian.
okay, do you know how we're gonna do this one?
Get divided by 3.
No, we can't take anything else out. It's, for the front, this is 3-term factoring. It's what multiplies into 9x squared. And that's gonna go in the front. So what times what could equal 9x squared?
3 times 3, 1 times 9.
Yeah, 3 times 3 or 1 times 9. Usually I would try the ones in the middle first. Could be 9 and 1, but probably not. No, it's not gonna be. Oh, actually it is. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, right after I said that, I just realized it's gonna be 9 and 1. So let's try the wrong one first. What could go into 25? 5 and 5, right? Not a lot of options. But if I add them together, so first of all, to add up to negative 50, I would want these to be negative 5s. But if I FOIL this, it's negative 15x minus 15x, which is negative 30x, not negative 50x. It doesn't work. And if I try 25, it'd be like 75 minus 3. If I try 25 and 1, that's not going to work either. So 3x's don't actually work. So what else? If 3x doesn't work, what's going to have to work? 9x times 1x. 9x times x. Okay, I probably should have left the 5s alone, right? Because it's probably, there's not a lot that goes into 25. 5 times 5, 1 times 25. So it's probably still the 5s. And I use negatives because they still multiply to positive, but they're going to need to add up to negative 50 when I FOIL it. So now the outsides are negative 45x, and the inside is negative 5x. Does that add up to this? Yes. So that's it.
Yeah.
What's our test?
Friday.
So it's Thursday gonna be a worksheet.
Nope. 2x squared minus 30x plus 8. So 21 just says factor completely. This means do as much as can. It's kind of like the last section. 2x squared minus 30x plus 1. Alright, did I copy that right? Okay, so we talked about this some yesterday and maybe last week, I don't remember, but what's always the first thing you should check for? What can you take out, if anything? Sometimes you can't. Is there, Hannah, is there anything we can take out on this one?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, so if I take a 2 out, what's gonna be left?
X squared negative 15x.
Right. Okay, usually on this section, sometime after you take something out, something else can happen, right? Not always, but maybe on this assignment always. Well, 24 looks like it's just take something out. It's not a square minus a square. Okay, anyways, Hannah, what can we do now?
Keep the 2 out, remove x, remove x.
Okay, x and x.
And then negative 6 plus 9.
Right, 54 is 9 times 6. How do we make 9 and 6 add up to negative 15 though?
Plus.
If they're 9 and 6, 9 plus 6 is 15. So how do we make them add up to negative 15?
Negative.
Right, if they're both negative, yeah, that would add up to negative 15. And negative times negative is still positive 54. So negative 9, negative 6. All right. Okay. After I'm done here, keep your paper out, everybody, even if you're done. So I want to check at least one of your problems. Let's see, 23, z squared minus 13z plus 48. Okay, so this is, can we take anything out, Luke?
No.
No. So it's just kind of normal 3-term factoring. So what multiplies into 48 that adds up to negative 13? Let's make a list. You guys can help Luke because there's a lot. What multiplies into 48?
6 and 8.
6 and 8.
148.
1 and 48.
2 and
Divide that by 2. 20.
4.
4. Okay, 3.
Yeah, yeah.
4 plus 8 is
16.
12. 3 goes into 12. So 3. 4. 12. 5. No. 6. Already got it. 7. No. 8. Already got it. So once you get to something you already got on the right side, that means you're done. So those are all of them. Can we use any of those to add up to negative 13?
No.
Okay, those could add up to 14. Those add up to 49. Those add up to 26. Those add up to 19. You could make them 16.
Negative 16 plus 3.
Okay,
At that point, equal positive.
Yeah.
yeah, does that multiply to positive 48? Yeah, this is, yeah, they're trying to trick you. It's a very tricky question because it kind of looks like it might work, but it doesn't. So, yeah, it is one of the 2 odd primes. There are 2 even primes in that bottom section. But it's not 22 or 24, I'll tell you that.